Okay. Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to TCL-74's first weekly sync. We're going to start with some intros and icebreakers, and I guess we can go through in whatever order we feel like. So I'll go first since I'm already talking. Hi, I'm EJ. I live in Southern California with my two cats who are very orange. You'll see them eventually. I'll post pictures later in Slack as well. Um, I've been a software engineer for the past 3,000 years, more like maybe 8 or 9 years now. And currently I work as an engineer at Alma, which is a company that helps connect people with therapists. It's pretty cool. I care about accessibility and performance and all that fun stuff. And before I was an actor, I was a writer. And before I was an actor, before I was a programmer, I was an actor and a writer. And I still do that occasionally. And that's why I'm like this. So sorry in advance. But I am really excited to get to know all of you, and I will popcorn to be nice to our devs. I'll popcorn to Megan to give you some time.
Woo. Okay. Hello, I'm Megan Sullivan. I've already blanked on everything that we talked about. I'm in the San Francisco Bay
I
Area.
didn't give my icebreaker answer. You can finish your thing, and I'll give my color answer.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Here, you do that while I'm like figuring out.
Okay. My favorite color on the CSS name colors list is tomato because I just think it's very funny that someone made that a color, and so I use it a lot in development. But as far as colors I align with, like as a person, I prefer blues, but I just love using tomato for whatever reason in development. It's just funny to me.
Nice. It's like a softer red.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm Megan Sullivan. I am based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. I started working as a full-time dev in 2018, and then since then I've been bouncing back and forth between developer education, which is what I'm doing right now, and software development. My CSS color that I picked, I really like orange. My favorite colors are orange and blue. So it doesn't have a fun name, but I like orange.
Valid.
Let's see. I will popcorn to Nicholas.
Hi, I'm Nicholas. I've been programming since probably, I want to say like 2021, doing a lot of self-learning for a long time. And then I realized I could greatly benefit from doing boot camps and stuff like this. So I just graduated from the full stack boot camp. And I'm excited to work on another project because that was really one of my favorite aspects of it. In my spare time, I really love music. I like working with synthesizers, computer music. So music and technology is like a good mix for me. And for the CSS question, based on the color alone, I'm going to have to go with dark sea green. It's like a nice muted kind of grayish green. That's sort of my vibe. I enjoy that. But then if I'm going like based on the name, Papaya Whip is a very funny name. I like that quite a bit. It's poetic. But yeah, I would say dark sea green. Anyway, yep, that's me.
Wonderful. Who are you picking to go next after you?
All right, let's see. Directly below me, I have Shuveksha.
Hi, so I'm Subeksha. I live in Las Vegas, and I actually started my coding journey in 2020 when there was lockdown. So I started learning beside my full-time job. Now I have quit my full-time job and working like learning and everything those stuff. And I have two daughters, and one is 3 years old and one is just 2 months old. And I'm really excited to be part of this team and talking about the colors. So I like the shades of colors. It shades of all the colors, but mostly I would pick the purple ones because it's my favorite. And also it's the color of creativity and imagination. If I have to pick one among the shades of purple, it would be medium purple and lavender, but lavender doesn't work in CSS. So I would pick the medium purple. Yeah, that would be all.
Medium purple implies existence of small and large purple, and I want to know what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you picking next?
I think I'm gonna pick Maha. I hope that I pronounce it correctly.
On her close, yeah. So my name is Maha. I'm from the DMV area, closer to DC. And I guess my coding journey started right around is it Shuvecha? Shuvecha's time?
Suveksha.
Suvecha. Right around that time too. And in COVID, I just I was like doing some soul searching, kind of got curious and I was like, oh, let what is this like? And it kind of just went from there, doing a lot of self-teaching, and just playing around and joining communities. I did a boot camp with Perscolis, beginning of this year. And now I'm kind of exploring taking some traditional CS courses at my local community college just to kind of like, take that route a little bit too. And yeah, I'm actually at work right now. I'm taking a little break. But yeah, I would say my favorite CSS color is probably hunter green. I've just always resonated with that color. It's just very comforting and safe to me. So I like any greens.
I love that some of us had answers already. Like you already knew your answer before I even asked you what it was. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, always.
Who are we? We have Doorbell and Jenny left, right?
Yeah,
You
I'll
go ahead.
I'll popcorn it to Jenny. I mean, sorry, Doorbell. Or yeah, Jenny, sorry. I was like, wait, did I get her name right? And then I switched it.
Playing with you. Okay, you go, Doorbell.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I should add an accent at the end because, yeah, I know a lot of people have a hard time pronouncing it. So it's not, the accent is not at the beginning, it's towards the end. So it's Doribel. But it's okay. Rolling R's is tough. So my name is Doribel. I'm currently based in Boston. And my, I already forgot what the other questions were, but I remember the color. My favorite color is cornflower blue. And when the first time I ran into it, I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of Meadows and Eeyore. I think Eeyore is a misunderstood character. He's, I don't know what their pronouns are, but they just need love and understanding. So I don't know. It's also a beautiful shade. And yeah, I'm nervous. I'm excited. And yeah, I think that's it. Jenny is next.
Well, what is your coding journey?
So that's a great question. So in 2023, towards the end, I took a course, a data analytics course through CUNY. I was based in New York, and I love the section on Python. Everything else, I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. But I was like, oh, this is fun to be able to communicate with a computer. I had no idea that you could do that. And so then December, I left New York. I resigned, moved to Boston, and I joined General Assembly. But very recently, and I feel like a boot camp can only teach you so much. So I still feel like I don't know enough. And so I'm just trying to honor that it takes time, that it's like it's learning a language, and eventually the patterns will become more obvious. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
And last but not least, Jenny. So yeah, I'm Jenny. I actually did the Collab Lab. I was a Collabie in the last cohort. So and I had such a good time there that I decided to try out mentoring this time around. A little bit about me. Before switching to a developer role, I worked in software as a technical writer and a UX writer. Last year, I decided to pivot over to software development. Currently, I found my first developer role pretty soon after the Collab Lab, and I think Collab Lab really helped me in like preparing for interviews and that kind of thing. So super grateful for this program. But yeah, I started my first developer role in April. I work at a company called SPRX as a full-time engineer, full stack engineer, also full-time. Let's see, colors. I feel like I don't know how to choose. It's like so much pressure, but I will say by name, I'll go with Misty Rose because I feel like it's a cool name. But by mood, I feel like I'm generally some shade of turquoise. So today I will go with a medium turquoise.
I love that. I think that's everything for intros, and we're gonna power forward to me and Megan pairing on stuff. And Megan, I should have asked you this before we got to right now, but would you mind driving? Because my laptop is begging me to plug it in, and I cannot find a good charger right now.
Oh
So
God.
we'll see how I
Yeah,
do.
no, absolutely. I was also gonna say my like hot take is I feel like whoever feels less comfortable in the code base should drive first. And so that's me in this moment. Okay, let me share my screen. Oh God, where's the big green button? You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. Woo! Okay, ignore my 7 million tabs. Okay, so we are starting with issue number 1. So context first, the goal of this is less about the code part of it and more just about like us demoing what it's like to work with a pair when you're programming. It can be a little bit different if you've done a lot of solo projects. So that's the main goal of this demo is to just see like what that process is like, and then also show like how to use GitHub to collaborate on stuff. And then hopefully we'll finish this issue. But if not, it's okay. Life goes on. So the issue that we're going to be working on today is this first one. As a user, I want to be able to sign into the app. So my understanding of this is that Firebase, which is what we're using to store data, is where EJ already did some auth stuff to get us set up on the Firebase side. And now we have to do the like app side. So I've cloned the code base. Let me npm. Oh, I just did npm install. Npm start. Let's just see what we've got here. Okay, great. So then this has a sign in button that it looks like maybe doesn't do anything. Let me read this ticket. Acceptance criteria. So these are what we want to build out. The use auth hook, as well as the sign in button and sign out button components are imported into layout.jsx. The sign in button is displayed on every page. The sign out button is displayed if you're not signed in. Okay, I guess EJ, where do you want to start?
So I want to give a disclaimer, which is that even if we get this code right, which I think we can easily, there may be one more config I have to do on the back end in our little database, but I can fix that once we know whether or not this will work. So I would say maybe let's just go to one of the files that you have to import into, and
Okay, great.
maybe that would be layout, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Source. Where would I put the layout?
You're looking in views. There you go.
Okay. 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 JSX. Let me scooch this.
Oh, they're already imported. Isn't that cute?
Woo! Okay. Well, great. We did it. Displays on every page. Okay.
I guess you could run it to see if they are in fact displayed, right?
Yeah. So it looks like the sign in button is displayed, but if I click it, nothing happens. So maybe that's what we're setting up is connecting the
Maybe.
hook.
Oh, you know what? I bet you know what
Use auth.
happened is maybe they didn't meant to check off the first thing in that list, but didn't check it off like by default. So then we have to do
Okay.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Displays on every page if you're not signed in. Displays on every page if you are signed in. Okay. So let's see. What is this file? How does this work? So it looks like we've got use auth. Okay, so there's already some logic in here for this. I'm unclear on what we are building.
You know what? It might be so. Hi everyone. We do this for a living, we promise. It might be that there were some other instructions I missed from Stacy because we had to change this last cohort as well. And then we didn't put it in our main template for reasons that are now lost to me. So there might be something else we have to adjust. If you click the sign in button again, Megan, in the app, is there like a console error or something?
Let's see.
I see what looks like errors. Oh, yay.
Okay, is this big enough?
Oh, okay. Megan, have you pulled recently? Because I had to add the config back to the repo this morning.
Oh, let me do that. Okay, here we go. I guess I have to open a new tab.
This is another reminder of why showing errors to the user are important, because we didn't know anything happened until we checked the dev console.
What am I doing? Open a new tab. Okay, get Dr. Stash. What do we got in here? Okay, no. Git pull. Whee!
Okay.
I guess I'll
So
have to stop this and restart it probably. Oops, wrong
maybe
button.
it should restart by itself, but you know,
Oh, does
why
it?
not?
Hot module reloading. It's magic.
Yeah. Honestly. We don't have that at work, and every day it kills me a little bit.
Oh no.
Okay, now if you click it again,
Okay.
does it show anything else?
God, the Zoom windows are never in where I want them to be. Okay. Console.
We're clear for now. Everyone cross your fingers.
Yee. Okay, is this the same or is this different?
Auth configuration not found. Oh wow, this is special. I'm trying to buy time and look through Slack for something that was
Well, here, let's see. Where
oh,
is
okay. Wait. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, not trying to talk to you.
No.
I'm,
All good.
telling myself to wait out loud. Like that's gonna make me wait any better. Okay. Why? What's missing? What's missing? You need to.
And while EJ is vamping, I will just say that like this might seem like, oh no, things are going wrong. This pair programming demo is not going as expected. But actually, this is what a lot of pair programming is just like, okay, it's not working. Why isn't it working? How do we find out if it's not working? And then it will work slightly better. And then you just keep going through that phase of like, okay, it doesn't work. Now it works a little better. Now it's not working again. Now it's working a little better. And then eventually the feature's done.
Exactly. We totally planned every
Yeah,
single thing.
this is
There's a
intentional.
script. There's a script that we both memorized
Yep.
up to this exact beat, including this one. I am going to do something that we do all the time at work, we being all of us who are developers, and look at other code that has worked historically. And in this case, that's a different team's
Nice.
Firebase config.
Here, do you
Because
want to drive for now? So then we can
yes. And
show that.
also my battery is now showing full when I plugged it in, which is very fun because it wasn't saying that before. Maybe my battery is not doing so great. Maybe that's what's happening. I love that. Okay.
The laptop is
I have a
tired.
question. Are we allowed to ask questions during this?
Yeah.
Of course.
Whenever
Please,
you want.
please just
So-
scream and shout whenever you want to.
I saw the same errors on my terminal, the same ones you had in your terminal on VS Code. And do you think that doing a git pull would fix that? Because I still saw them on yours, so I'm not sure. And I just cloned mine recently, so you should have the updates from this morning.
I think those errors are from ESLint, if I remember reading what I was reading correctly.
Yeah.
And it's just telling us that some of our code is not good, which is it's designed that way for now for you to fix later, from what I understand. Okay, Megan, first of all, is this legible? I can make this, I should make this a little bit bigger. So
Can you make it bigger? I have bad eyes.
How is this, how are we doing on this size?
That's
Is this
great.
good? Okay, cool. Does your code look like this with this hook, Megan?
This is still inside. This is use auth.
Yes, I think this is the thing that's missed.
Okay.
This is one thing. I'm gonna send it to the Zoom chat for
Let me see if I can
for reference.
side this.
And then the other place I think we might have is the config. It was this hook, I think. If you go to this guy, I'm sending another link.
The config.
I think there's the get auth function is not being imported into our config.
I see. Oh, well, I have it in mine.
Let's see. Oh, no, you're right. I stand corrected.
I guess, are these credentials right? Oh, you just added these.
I did just add them. So what is going on? What does the other team have differently than oh, this one doesn't even have the credentials filled in yet. What am I feel like I am losing my marbles a little bit. Never had them, but I'm losing them for sure.
Let's see. I guess, do we have confirmation that other teams' sites
that's a
are
good question.
working?
Um,
I guess we could clone one of their repos. There's nothing stopping us.
that's true. Now I'm trying to remember. Let's go to our console, which, by the way, if you haven't yet, you should have an invite to like join and look at these. I have a bunch of TCL's historical projects here. But I wonder if there's something else in the config I didn't do in our little dashboard. Let's see.
Here, let me find the actual error message. I'll paste that in the chat too, in case it becomes relevant.
We also do want to time box this for us not taking too much time to make sure that you have time to go over the issues you're being assigned this week. And if we can't get this fixed before we leave this meeting, Megan and I will solve this problem like together outside of your time so that you can be set up to keep working forward from here. But just letting you know that we don't want to like spend the entire time making you watch us figure this out. But we do hope that watching us struggle will let you see that this is just kind of how it is. It's just you're going to figure something out. It's going to be okay if you don't know what's going on at first. I don't know what's going on all the time, including right now.
We could also, like, we could spend a couple more minutes on this, but if we don't get that far, we could still demo like going through the process of creating a new branch. We could like make some fake code, add some comments somewhere, and then open a pull request so that then Jenny can review it, review all of our changes that we haven't made yet.
Should we npm install Firebase?
That's for doing the
Oh, is
setup
it
for
not?
like configuring. Actually, let me see. Maybe you're right. Maybe I shouldn't talk.
It wasn't on the setup, so I didn't do that, but
that's for I think just making sure that you're setting this up in the first place, but that's already part of our like npm packages if you look in the package.json file. So, and Megan did do an install as evidenced by the fact that it works when she does npm start. So I'm gonna try to find the chat again because you pasted something I didn't read yet.
Oh, it's just the error message.
Oh yeah.
Not caught in promise Firebase error. Auth configuration not found. That makes no sense to me. I can see it. It's right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna Google this real quick with my 3,000 tabs. Try to rearrange my window so I can reshare in a second. While we're vamping for time, does anyone have any questions or anything that you want to talk about? Anything at all? While I'm here in Google. Oh, okay. It is a console problem. Hold on. I just need to find where it is. I'm getting someone on Stack Overflow, which obviously is always correct, says we're getting this error because we haven't enabled authentication mode in the Firestore console. So that is, you know, I'm just gonna close my other windows and go back to the same window I was already sharing. Somewhere in here, in this very same window I was already in, I need to turn on a setting. No, I don't. I truly don't know. Oh, there we go. Wait.
It seems like something.
Authentication.
Get
Great.
started?
Sure, let's get started.
Take us.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, wait. I don't want that. We want Google. We want to enable Google Auth.
Cool.
We want to. I'll just use my own email. Why not? And the free bonus, you all know how to do this now. Firestore, for all the times it will surely come in handy, like right now. Okay. Now, Megan, now that I've done that, see if you clicking the button does anything different, because I think that's what we had set up in the code. We just need to have the backend tell it, like, let us do that.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, here, let me share my screen again.
Okay, I'll stop mine. There we go.
Okay, cool. So now, well, actually, I shouldn't even have to restart it, right? I should be able to just.
In theory. What did it do?
Happen? Well, maybe let me reload this. Who knows?
Who knows?
Sign in.
Oh, that was different.
Something has happened. Okay, great. secret. Sign in, continue, warning. Oops, I should have read that. Oh well, it's gone forever.
So
Okay.
it looks like are there any errors on this page?
It doesn't look like it.
I think this might be where our ticket comes in now, because I think maybe we need to add some logic to change the buttons around, maybe.
Okay, let's see. Back to our layout.
Oh no, okay.
If
Yeah.
user. Okay, so this is where we're saying, give me the currently signed in user. Oh, great. Cover. Listens for changes to the user's auth state. Okay. So if somebody's signed in. Okay, wait, not.
Yeah, I had
Let's
a
just like
question
if the
this is
user
just turning it-
exists.
this is
Okay,
just,
so
uh,
if it evaluates to truthy, is that
Mhm.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Instead of being an object. Okay, so if we have a user, then
Megan, can you log the user? Maybe that'll tell us if we have one.
oh yeah, totally. Smart.
Console log, the developer's favorite old-timey trick. I never use all the dev tools I really could in
I
like
know.
the debugger and all those things.
It's always on my list of things to do is to figure out the debugger, but I haven't done it yet.
Null.
No. Okay, what if I click this button?
Okay, does it not handshake? Like, what are we doing here?
Weird. Okay, so this is definitely Firebase things. This is not. Oh shoot,
Yeah.
I meant to read that again. I didn't. I clicked
Nothing happened, but it went through the whole authentication
Okay.
handshake.
What?
I feel betrayed.
Okay, maybe it has something to do with this use auth. Maybe we're not actually getting this
On
correctly.
auth state change. Hold on. I wonder if that's one of the things we had to replace. I'm now back.
State changed. Are you looking at the Firebase docs?
I remember having to change one of these methods to get this working for the last cohorts, and now I don't remember. Let me double check something real quick.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna create a new branch for us.
Sure.
Okay, what am I doing? Git checkout -b. What are our names? EJ MS. What are we trying to do? Auth. Okay, so I did EJ's initials, my initials, and then just like a little description of what this ticket was about. Some places they have you add the ticket number into it, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, cool. So here we've got a new branch, and then let me push this to GitHub. So the first time that you do this, it's like, oh, we don't have a branch with this name on GitHub yet. So then that's why you do this. It just says like, hey, this branch locally corresponds to this new branch that you're gonna make on GitHub.
How comfortable is everyone
Okay.
using Git?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I was asking how comfortable is everyone using Git? Does this
Oh, yeah.
also you guys?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I've been using GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen that strategy with the push upstream, but I have like created a separate branch to push, to a repo.
When I run this, I'm not getting any errors.
You're not?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
No.
Do you want to share your screen at least?
You're able to
yeah,
log in? Shivaska?
I'm sorry, what? I'm
You're
sorry.
You're able to log in?
Log in? You mean,
You're able to sign into the app?
oh, if I sign in, if I click the sign in?
Yeah.
So if I click the sign
that's
in,
what we're
I
checking.
get
Yeah.
I
Go
get
ahead.
the get error instead.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Wait, how do I share? The Zoom moved some of the buttons.
Oh yeah, there's at the bottom, there's the like green box with the up
Oh yeah,
arrow.
got it. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I clear this up, I don't have any errors. I just have this third-party cookie block. So if I click sign in, let me refresh again. Yeah, I'm getting this get error.
Okay, let's see. Is that the same? Oh, that's a different error.
Yeah.
When did you last pull from GitHub?
Like a few days ago.
Okay. I think that's probably why, because
Okay.
EJ, you added stuff earlier today, right?
Oh, you added earlier today. Okay. I didn't pull today.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. So I think I can
I
stop
was trying to
sharing my
speak the entire
screen.
time. I was on
Oh,
mute.
whoops.
No worries, my fault.
Okay.
All right. I
Okay.
had a revelation while you were chatting. Megan, could you please share your screen again in
Yeah,
the circus of
yeah.
screen sharing we're doing?
Woo! It's good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go.
So I'm going to link you to a message just for your own reference as well, but this is in, it's not private, just kidding. I thought it was in one of the mentor channels, but this is a message where Stacy goes over things that we had to do, and I just missed it.
Okay.
So you can
You want me
pull it
to
up
open it?
yourself if you want to, but I also just wanted you to have a reference of your own. So there are a couple things we need to do. First, in the code, we need to replace signing with redirect with signing with pop-up, which I think we haven't done yet in the code.
Okay. Sign in with pop-up in the use.
And then I need to go to the settings in Firestore one more time and do something else.
Okay, cool. Well, here, let me do this. So we're in here now. We are looking for sign in with redirect. This is what I'm replacing. Whoops, I guess I have to replace the import to. Okay, one thing down.
The last thing was I did number 3. You all saw me do it. You were all there when that happened. Number 4, ensure the settings in localhost, which I just looked while you were doing your thing. So local is a valid URL.
Okay.
So now if we do pop-up, maybe the pop-up will hand everything over.
Okay, all
properly.
right. We're doing it live. Okay. Oh God, so many tabs. Refresh this. Let me click this button. Whee! Okay, something's happening. This is still me. This is still, we'll never know what that warning said.
Yay!
Yay! All right, great. Things, they have happened. Ugh, thanks for that, EJ. See, and this is what pairing is like. Okay, great. So now that is a thing that works, let's commit this. So I'm going to do
Megan, I want to ask about your philosophy on how do you write commit messages? Like, what do you like to do?
Ooh, okay. So I use the conventional commit.
Me too.
Yay! Oh my God.
No one ever does. I'm the only one.
Wait, really? I'm so particular about my commit messages. I just feel like my brain will not hold on to anything longer than it's like immediately in front of me. So I will immediately forget like what was the point of this commit. But yeah, here, let me drop this in. Let me drop it in the Slack because then it won't disappear forever.
Just for reference, none of you are required to do commits in any format that we say. We just want to share our ideas. I particularly also love the things Megan is talking about. The philosophy that I was given as my mentor years ago was to describe commits as if you're making a recipe for a cake. So someone should be able to read your commits and do the things that you listed in your commits and largely remake what you did. Conventional commits kind of encourage that, but they prefix your commits with the kind of change you're making. So it's like fix, feature, chore for things that aren't related to the software or like doing docs. But if you want an idea for how to write commits, you could always try being brief and using language that describes what you did in like a step for a recipe, if that makes sense. And if you want feedback on your commits in the future, we can give them to you. But honestly, just do whatever makes sense to you because we're here to collaborate and get things done. And it is worth talking about how to write a good commit for team building, but like that's not the most important thing that you'll do as a software engineer by far, in my personal opinion.
Nice. Yeah, no, totally. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and add this. I don't know if folks have seen this syntax before, but I love it. If you add the -p to the end of git add, then it will let you go through your changes one at a time. So you can just add some stuff and not other stuff. So you can do like yes to add or Y to add it, N to not add it. And then D is the other one that I use a lot. That's like skips over everything in that file and like doesn't add it.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, this is huge. Somebody showed it to me one time. And this is why I love pairing, is because you find out all of these little tips and tricks that are just like ease of development things that you wouldn't know otherwise. You like learn them by watching other people's craft. Okay, I want this, I want this, I don't want this, so I'm gonna say N, and then that's all my things. Okay, cool. So what are we doing? Git commit. So we're going to call this a feat. And then this is another thing that I like to do. If you do number 1 in here, number whatever, like it will associate it on the GitHub side. It will link this commit to this issue, which is fun. Just in terms of like documentation and trying to remember like, why did we do this way? Okay, so feat 1, what did we do? Replace, what was it called before?
Sign in with redirect.
Sign in with redirect with sign in with pop-up.
Say it 5 times fast, everybody.
Oh boy, please no. Okay, and then here we have this like Husky is a tool that you can use. So like when you make a commit, it'll run this beforehand. So we're saying basically like lint the stuff that we've got staged for commit before we commit it. Okay, cool. Git status. Great. Okay, so now I can git push this to my branch. And now if I come in here, let's see, I want to open a new pull request. Okay, cool. And this is the one we just made. So compare and pull request. So this is like once you're ready to add these changes into your code base, the pull requests are how you are like sharing your work and setting context for the rest of your team who will review it. For example, of how to fill out this template. Okay, I don't need this. Whee. So all of this stuff gets pre-populated for you based on the template that we have set up for this repo. But then description, what does this code change? We set up auth so that users can now sign into the app. In real life, I would spend more time thinking about these words, but alas, we're on a timeline. Closes when?
So you need to use the number prefix for it to
do you?
associate
Okay,
that.
cool. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, closes number 1. And then this, if you preview it, it will also add a link to that issue. Fun GitHub things. Acceptance criteria. I'm not going to copy those in. Types of changes. 1 or more labels.
I would say feature because it's kind of a bug fix, isn't it? Because the code was technically already there, but it was incorrect.
That's true. Let's call it a bug. Bus fix.
A bus fix. We're fixing the bus.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna delete this.
And ordinarily we would say do it before and after if you can, but for the interest of time, we can do this like later. We can retroactively do this, Megan, if you want.
Yeah. TBD.
Yep. And then test
and then
accept, we can
also
on these as well. But ordinarily you would write like the discrete steps you as a user would take to prove the feature does work now. And you might even also want to say compare to the main branch where this doesn't happen or this bug still exists, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I can do this real fast. Go to the home page. 2 would be click the sign in button, or here. Validate that the user is signed out. Woo, click the sign in button. Follow the sign in flow. The user, or no, the button on the home page should open, or no, should say signed in or something like that. Great pull requests.
One other neat thing about the setup too that I want to point out is if you scroll down, Megan, you'll see that we have a robot building a preview of the app for someone, in this case, Jenny, to come test, or for you to test too, as the person who wrote the feature. You can test with this little preview that it does work in like production, in a production-like environment. So once that robot has built it, we'll get a live link you can click, anyone can click to go to to test the feature without having to build it locally, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Whoops. Go back.
Every single
Okay.
time.
So now I'm going to copy this and I would go into our Slack and be like, PR ready for review, and add something spicy.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I don't remember is it megaphone?
Yeah.
Megaphone. And then I would drop this here. And then if I know who's reviewing it, I know that Jenny's going to review it. So I'm going to tag her just so that she will know that it's there.
One
Woo!
more thing, Megan. If you go back to GitHub, you can also tag people on GitHub in the UI to tell them to be the reviewers so that they can have that button show up when they go back to your PR.
Okay. Oh God, Jenny, what's your GitHub?
JTKA. Jenny.
Oops.
JTKA, yeah.
This one.
Nice.
Hooray.
And I have one more thing before we hand off to Jenny. So sorry for interrupting. I think I know why you did what you did with your commit, Megan, but could you explain why you omitted the thing you did from your commit?
Oh yeah, with the -p thing. So in this one, actually, if we do it again, so git add. So this was just a console log, which I was using to test things locally, but I don't actually want this to be part of our code that's running in production. Partially just because it makes things really messy, and then also because the console, if the console is like full of random console logs, it gets really hard to find things when you actually need the information that's in here. So yeah, that's why I like adding the -p, because then you can look one line at a time and be like, is this something that I want in prod? Yes or no? Is that what you're talking about, EJ?
Yeah, I just wanted to hear your reasoning for why you omitted the console log from like a developer perspective. And now we can do a handoff to Jenny. If you wouldn't mind taking us home.
Of course. Hello. So just imagine that I was not watching this whole thing happen. I'm coming into it blind, right? So I probably would have gotten a email, which, wow, is already on the screen. I will click through to so I'm just going to minimize this. And it says that Megan has requested a review. So I can say add your review. And here I would go through pretty much each line of code, see, well, in this case, it's only 2, but usually it is more. I would go through each line of code, kind of say, if it looks good, I would say it looks good. If there are issues or if I have questions, I can add comments directly to each line of code. So let's just say I have an issue with this line. So I can say, what are you trying to do? But I wouldn't be this rude, but this line or something like that. Start a review. If I'm done, I would say finish review. I can leave a general comment. I can either leave it as a comment or prove, or if I hate the code and I want changes, I would request changes. Looks good to me. So looks great. You can add some emojis, I think, or whatever you want. Submit review. And if we look at the PR, we can see that my comment is here. My individual comments on each line are also here. And then Megan would go in and make changes based on my comments or reply to my comments to clarify any questions I had. And since I already approved it, usually when I did this cohort, usually if changes needed to be made, my mentors would have said like request changes. But if they have comments, but they're not like super serious, or it's just like a nice to have change, sometimes they would just approve it anyways, so that if I would go and make the changes, I can just merge the PR directly after, rather than needing to re-request a review. Oh yeah, and to re-request a review, you would go here and just re-request it if you want your reviewer or your mentor to look at the code again.
And that's usually for like if you know, if you got an initial review and they requested changes, then that's your way to be like, hey, I fixed it. Look at it again.
Exactly. So if I had requested changes, Megan would go in, make the changes, and then come here and re-request the review. And then I would get another notification to go in and review the code again or review the updates. That's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you, Jane. Real quick, we'll pause briefly for any questions, comments, concerns, criticisms on that theater you just saw.
Scene.
Yeah.
So when I had a question, so when you click review at the very bottom, I mean, I remember it said 2 changes approved and all that, and it was like green check marks and everything. There was like something at the very bottom where it said merge review. Do you have to click that too, or does it automatically, when you submit changes, it merges everything together and that in repo has everything?
So
where it says yeah, merge pull request right there at the end of that box, do you have to click that, or is that that's not referencing? Oh, okay, so it's already merged at that point. You don't have to click that button.
It's not merged at this point, but if all
Oh,
the like few comments and changes are addressed and this PR looks good to go, like everyone's happy with the code, Megan would go in and merge this PR.
okay.
And then it would get merged into like the main branch.
Yeah, that green button is
So, yeah,
saying you're
that's
allowed
the-
to merge if you want to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And then I guess the final step would be Megan, and sees that the code is good to go, and then she would merge her PR.
Yeah. And that's a good call too, because sometimes if you have your PR open and it's been approved, but you haven't yet merged your changes, nobody else will be able to see them on the main branch. So sometimes people will be like, oh, I thought my stuff was in there already, but it's not because nobody actually merged the changes back into the main branch.
One thing I'll add,
Great.
one thing I'll add really quickly, as a matter of etiquette, generally you leave the merging to the person who opened the branch, just so that they know at all times where their code is. But there's plenty of times where I've been like, hey, coworker, I'm going to be out of office tomorrow afternoon. Can you please merge that thing we've been waiting on for me? Thank you so much. And that's fine. And you're welcome to merge anything that you feel like you can trade off to or have someone else steward for you. But generally, you assume that the person who opened the branch, or the team, let's say, because you're pairing together, that opened the branch is the one that decides when it gets actually merged, even though you approved it. Does that make sense?
It's GitHub etiquette.
Yeah, exactly. And you're also free to change your normals like you want, however you want to. Like you can merge them right away whenever the reviewer approves if you want. But in the past, I've just been waiting for the person who opened the PR to be the one to close it. Go ahead, Nicholas.
That actually answered my question, but I guess in addition to that, let's say I put up a PR, the reviewer has a comment on my code, a question about it. Am I going to get any kind of notification for that, or should I just be checking in on that PR?
I think GitHub does pretty abundant notifications, but as a habit, I would encourage everyone to come back to Slack and say, hey, tag person, I left a comment. Can you, whenever you have a sec. That way there's one channel where we're all looking for messages and we're not trying too hard to find them in our GitHub dashboard or in our emails and things like that.
You would also get notifications. Also, one thing I forgot, if I were a proper reviewer, I would have gone in and clicked on our test website. What are we calling it?
Deploy preview.
Deploy preview. Yeah, sorry. I would have clicked on the deploy preview, actually tested it, followed those steps, made sure that the login actually works. Assuming I'm coming into a blind, right? But I just kind of knew that it already worked. But you never know, like it could not work on my end or something could have gone wrong. So you always want to make sure you click on the preview, test it out before approving of the PR. So that was my bad. Don't follow me. Don't follow what I did.
You did a great job. We all did okay.
We all did our best.
Yeah, we all did what we had to do. Okay, any other questions? Because if not, we're going to move on to talking about the issues you'll be doing this week as teams. And one more note, one more secret third note, two more secret third and fourth notes actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. I have extra agenda items. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I suppose I have one more question.
Sure.
This is kind of a general question. So I've never used a backend as a service like Firebase. Does that mean, is this basically going to be taking care of like what Express would do? Are we going to be writing the endpoints for the routes, or is that part of the service that's provided?
So the answer is mostly yes to that question. Firebase is providing the backend for you, and we're connecting to it using the APIs that are already kind of installed in the code that exists. So you will be writing your endpoints, shall we call them, by creating certain paths in the Firestore database, and you'll see more of that as you explore with. And I encourage you all to go into the console you have access to and explore what the database looks like, because now that Megan's logged in, there is an object in there. It's Megan's object, Megan's user object. I know you're in the database now. You're recorded for history forever, and you'll see more as we start adding. Actually, no, there's also a list. So there's a list of items that was pre-populated. That isn't being used yet, but that'll come very soon in this week's issues. But if you have any questions, or if you even if you break something, we can always fix the database by repopulating, because I have a script that can seed the database with some basic list items for us to get started with. Does that answer your question at all?
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll try to look more into just how Firebase works in general in the interim.
Yeah, it's a bit weird if you're used to like traditionally calling a separate service or having to understand the database yourself, but this way we have less to think about, and we're mostly able to focus on the front end by having a service that sort of handles all that stuff for us. Okay. We have 7 minutes. I'm gonna get through this. We're gonna do this as a family. I'm opening the project brief right now. Wrong team. I'll get there.
Wait, Doribel, you came off mute for a second. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if we needed to git pull since you all made some changes. So do the rest of us? Do the rest of
Yeah,
us?
so well, here, let me just click the button to merge the thing. Or actually, Jenny, since you had the tab open, can you click the button and merge it? Handoffs. So now that change has been made, yes, you will have to pull it down into your main branch.
And merging or pulling won't do anything until something is in main. You won't get it in main until it's been merged, which is something I always forget constantly.
Hooray! Okay, cool.
Yay.
Thanks.
Okay, now we can pull. Now we're free. Okay, real quick. I want to go over what we're doing this week, and ordinarily we would take some more time than I'm about to take to go over each of these issues, but this nice project brief lists ahead of time who's paired on what, and we don't need to follow this necessarily if we don't want to, but that way we have one less choice to make. And so this week it looks like the robots have decided that I was just looking at it and I've already lost who was looking at what. Okay, Meha and Nicholas, I just dropped one of my earbuds, are working on number 2. So I'm gonna go number 2 first and briefly talk about it. As a user, I want to read all of the shopping lists and the items in them. So the summary introduces why this feature is important. And then below that, we have the core acceptance criteria, some of which you'll see have already been completed. And then there are 2 more here. We want to be able to go to the home page and see the single list component used to render the name of each shopping list item. And then we want to go to the list page and see the name of each item. So we're looking at the lists and then the names of the items in the list, essentially. And then each issue typically has some notes about like edge cases to watch out for or ways to guard yourself from doing too much for 1 week's worth of work. So again, all this information is here if you have any questions. And I'm going to go ahead and start learning your GitHub username by assigning you really quickly. So Meha, what's her name on GitHub?
Eternal Maha.
Ah, like that. Very Oh, did you get an invite to GitHub to like our organization?
Maybe I missed it.
If you missed it, we might have to resend it depending on if it's expired or not. No big deal. We can easily recreate it if we need to. But I can't tag you until you're part of the organization, so I'll leave that off for now. Did you find it?
I'm about to join it right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. No worries. I always miss these invites too. Okay. Did it work? Did it let you in or
I just clicked the button. Okay, it looks like okay, I'm a member now. So hopefully
okay. So now
yeah.
I'm just doing this for there you are. Look at that. Magic.
Hey.
Okay, and then I already forgot we had Meha and Nicholas. I'll get there eventually. I'll learn some things. And I'm assuming this is you based on the fact that your name is there, Nicholas.
That's right. You got it.
Do you prefer to be called Nick? Because we can call you Nick. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I'm impartial. Nick is totally fine though. It's short.
Whatever you want to be called, we'll call you that.
Yeah, Nick's
okay.
great.
Cool. And then number 3, which leaves us with Doribel and with Shivexia. Okay, cool. I know who everyone is. I know names. I can read. This one is having you make navigation happen, where you will be helping make sure the user can go between pages. Because if Megan were to go open the code right now, or even in the deploy preview that Jenny just closed, we can't actually click those links at the bottom of the screen to navigate between pages, and that's what this issue is doing. Any questions before I say my secret third and fourth things?
I'm good.
I thought I assigned. What the heck? You all saw me do it. You all saw me click his. Okay, sure.
This is 3. I think you want.
Oh, it's a different
Yeah.
issue.
You added them to 2.
Oh wait. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Where's my brain? Okay. So wait, Meha and Nick are on 2. I want for 3. I want, what am I saying? Okay, duh. Okay, I'm gonna no one saw this. No one saw me do this. We're gonna get cool, and then
No, yeah, that one. There we go.
okay, cool. Awesome. I did that. Everyone please clap. Okay. My other thing I wanted to bring up really quickly was that unfortunately, to accommodate some scheduling conflicts with a sister team of ours, we might be losing Doribel to Team 77 next week, because she's very kindly offered to remove teams so that the other person who can't schedule with her current team can remain in the program, which is a bummer, but please keep in touch if we do end up losing you over the course of the week. I'll let everyone know if that happens. I'm working with the TCL staff to make sure that everyone can continue being in the program and that all the scheduling works out. So it's not for sure yet, but I just want to let everyone know. And my second thing, which I'll follow up with the doodle, is that every week we typically do office hours where we all hang out, and it's mainly our job to be available for you to bring us questions about the work or about other industry stuff, so whatever you want. So I'll be following up with a doodle to try to schedule that, but typically I like to suggest that we have them on Wednesdays, because that way you've had a few days to try working on your stuff, and then you have a few more days to take our feedback and keep working. So if I make doodles for Wednesday, does that generally sound like something we could all do?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for humoring us as we struggled with that pairing earlier today. I hope it was helpful. Any questions or anything you want to talk about before we adjourn? And I have time to stay after if there are any things that needs to be fixed or set up with anyone.
So one question. So we are being paired with each other, right? Are we expecting like to work together by screen sharing, or just like